Addiction is a plague that hides in your mind and robs you of your soul. My life has gone to shit. That's what I thought to myself as I watched the dope and the needle slowly deplete into my veins. In the depths of my deepest and darkest despair, there were times that I thought about taking my own life. All I wanted was for the hell that I was living in to stop. 22 years of being on drugs, I tried so many times to quit using, but all I managed to do was to fail. My drug abuse changed me. It changed me into someone that I absolutely cannot stand being around, and it's changing you too. You are probably feeling hopelessly alone and afraid, feeling like you were just a shell of who you used to be, wondering why, no matter how hard you try, you just keep right on using. You keep making the same wrong choices and ultimately losing the respect you once had from others and for yourself. How's your life going these days? Have things gotten so out of control that you are on the brink of losing your job, or has that been lost already? If you're anything like I was, then all the money in your accounts are gone and you're pulling quick hustles every day just to get by. Your family wonders why you can't quit. They believe if you love them enough, you would just give up the drugs and the alcohol, but it's just not that simple. Addiction is complicated, and it is grossly misunderstood and misdiagnosed. It lies to you in your own voice. It disguises itself like other mental health problems such as depression or even bipolar. Addiction is at its happiest when it has you making bad choices and doing things that are just landing you behind bars. You may be labeled a junkie, a loser, or someone who's immoral or just weak-willed. Sometimes you do things that are so awful just to feed your addiction. However, people, they don't understand that you don't want to do these things. When you stare at them, cold in their eyes, and lie smoothly and effortlessly just so you can move on to your path to your next fix, the guilt that eats you up inside later is unbearable. You don't like inflicting harm on others. It's just not that personal. There is something more powerful than you, and it's pulling your strings like a puppet. If you could stop using drugs or alcohol, you would. Drug abuse hijacks the pleasure pathways in your brain, and it is creating a complete loss of control. The changes mean that your reasoning and impulse controls are impaired. Although you used to be able to think logically about the consequences of your actions, you just cannot anymore. The step has been removed. Now, instead of cause and effect, your brain just screams, get high or die. What is happening to you is the worst kind of betrayal. Your mind and body have turned against you. You are not rational. You don't think like a non-addict. The change in your body means that you are physically dependent on getting your next fix. Without it, you are going to be sick from withdrawals. And that is the kind of sickness that curls your toes, draws holes into your bones, loosens your bowels, and tortures your mind. The change in your brain means that your thinking is consumed with only one thought, and that's getting more. You're confused about your condition. You beat yourself up. You berate yourself. You think that you are a lost cause, but you're not. There are times that you try and fight it. You make promises to yourself and to others. You really try to white knuckle through it, holding on until you can't stand to be in your own skin anymore. And that's when you go and do what you've always known: getting high, getting drunk, or even both. You promised yourself just one, and then you are completely baffled when one turns into 1,000 more. You've driven yourself crazy trying to figure out how to control your addiction so you can get the relief that you need without all the nasty, pesky consequences that are coming along with it. Unfortunately, no matter what you do, your life continues to deteriorate and spiral on downwards. What you don't understand is how sick you are. You are more than sick, you are dying. Addiction is a horrible process, and it takes you and your entire family with it. Instead of having compassion for yourself and reaching out for help, you continue to hang on tight and just suffer. You believe you are in control, but you're not. Denial is a very real thing. You continue to rely on the same thinking that got you into this mess. Addiction is a plague that hides in your mind and robs you of your soul. It plays out in the way that you feel about yourself and the things you tell yourself. In other words, your best thinking is killing you. It's not easy to judge you, but what others don't know is you judge yourself. You judge yourself harsher than anyone else ever would. You hate yourself for what you're doing. When you could stop, you didn't want to, and now that you want to, you can't. It hurts too much to care, so you don't. There are moments of clarity, although they're brief. Shame is your second skin, and you are hopelessly empty inside. There is one choice you can make, and that is how long you will stay sick. While addiction wasn't your choice, getting better is. I know you're giving up. You're not afraid to die, you're just afraid to live. To feel you are sick and tired, and you just want the addiction to end. Drugs and alcohol, they have been your best friend. You turn to them for comfort, and now they are just killing you. You want to get sober, but contemplating recovery is scary and overwhelming. You can't imagine a life without your drugs, so don't. Instead, focus on getting through the next 5 minutes. Hell, focus on getting through the next 5 seconds, and then repeat. Before long, you will stop counting the minutes and the seconds. You will begin to build an incredible life, one that is so beautiful it's not worth losing to a relapse. You see, the real trick to recovery isn't about the days that you accrue, it's about what you do with those days. You are a survivor. More than that, you are a warrior. You have gone to great lengths for your addiction. Recovery only happens when you put that same amount of effort into getting sober as you did into getting high. I know because I was in active addiction for 22 years, and today I love my life. I don't hustle, lie, cheat, steal, or manipulate others anymore. Today, I no longer wake up in the mornings obsessing about how I'm going to avoid the withdrawal sickness today. I no longer walk around with this fake mask on while I'm secretly dying inside of shame, humility, and guilt. I no longer wonder what others are thinking about me. I am proud of who I've become, and I love who I'm growing to be. That is why I created this YouTube channel, so that I can share my journey of recovery and my stories of addiction with all of you. During my years of addiction, the only resources that were available to me were 12-step programs. Human beings have evolved from the traditional recovery path, and we are finding ways of having success and results without Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. Through the process of making these videos and connecting with all of you, this not only allows me another way to be creative, but it also helps me. It fuels me with purpose and meaning in my life. You, yes you, the one watching this video right now, you provide me with meaning and purpose in my life. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist or a doctor, but my Twitter DMs are open, and they're open for anyone who has questions or may be looking for some individual support. They are open also for those who may be in a financial bind and they want copies of the Rational Recovery books or any other non-12-step literature. So don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe, make sure the bell is on so you can be notified when I post any of my videos. And more importantly, share my videos to any other addict who you believe may need some inspiration to start their own recovery journey. Words are powerful, but our actions are penetrating. Our actions shape and affect others that are around us. Be the change in the world that you want to see, and I will see you in my next video.